Hey, what's up, everybody? It's BDF44 coming at you with another video. So I just turned on the video to see what comes out of me. You know, sometimes I do that. So this is completely off the top of the head. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't even know what topic I want to say, but I do know that there's a couple teams in the league that I'd like to sound off about at absolute random, players, things of that nature. So we'll see what happens. Let's just turn it on and see what happens. So, first of all, sorry about that. The Lakers, my favorite team, had a nice game yesterday. Went to overtime, 2 straight overtime games, by the way. One against Detroit, one against OKC. And those teams are struggling, but they have players who are breaking out. Both of those teams have players who are breaking out, and I wasn't surprised to see them put up a good fight against my team. Players that are breaking out on them various teams. For example, Detroit, you got DeLon Wright breaking out. You got Jeremy Grant, who's playing like an all-star. Plumlee had a really nice game against us. A new addition to their squad. Sadiq Bey is starting to get some minutes. I'm very happy to see that. So they have some guys, man. Blake Griffin is available. I'm not going to say he's healthy, but he's working his way back into shape. He's good right now. He's playing. So they're a team that's getting better. They did trade away Derrick Rose. I don't see a problem with that. Brought back a pick to go along with Dennis Smith Jr. Who cares what happens with Dennis Smith and on that team? The pick is what it's about. And I like what they did there. So they put up a fight against us. We did not play our greatest game, but ultimately we got a lot out of Trez, got a lot out of LeBron, and that was the Detroit game. Took 2 overtimes to beat them. The next night had OKC. And they got some breakout guys too. Some guys that I'm really excited about on OKC actually. But I'm not surprised by that because they have opportunities available that most teams don't. Like the majority of their squad is up for grabs. If you want a place on that roster, you get an opportunity, you play well, you could be the starter next week. Like that's the situation in Oklahoma. So I'm super excited about the Oklahoma City Thunder as an organization. If I were a fan, I would be ecstatic. They have never truly let me down. You know what I mean? Like if I were to root for them, which I do not, but if I were to root for them, from the time that they were brought from Seattle, from that very moment, they have been very, very consistent in terms of keeping a team worth watching on the floor, no matter the circumstances, whether they're supposed to be contenders or whether or not they're supposed to just be the worst team in the league. They still manage to keep somebody wearing their uniform worth watching, and you gotta give them credit. They got some of the best stuff going for themselves in terms of draft picks. Obviously, they're the new Boston, if you ask me, as it pertains to draft picks. I've made many videos about that. So that's just one aspect of it, but it ain't just about draft picks for them as well. Somehow they found a way to get some legitimate basketball talent on their roster during their rebuild. They've done a very good job of just finding guys and getting them there. Lou Dort is a guy who's coming along, big body dude, little undersized to be like a 4 or really even a 3, but he plays those positions when you need him to. He can stretch the floor, even though he's a little inconsistent there. He's a streaky shooter, and you don't be surprised to see him string together 7 threes. He's one of those guys, and really does try to body up. You know, he plays defense. He's a little, like I said, a little undersized. They tried to put him on LeBron. That obviously was a tough matchup for him. But like you know, he's gonna try. You know, he's not the type of guy who's gonna shy away from those opportunities. So I like Lou Dort. I think he has a future in this league. A guy by the name of Hamidou Diallo. I may have mentioned him a couple times. He's breaking out right now. Over the last week and a half, 2 weeks, he's shown himself to be a very consistent guy to do just about really anything you need him to do. Scoring the ball, getting some steals, rebounding the ball, couple assists. Like he's learning his game and he's starting to really put it together. I'm excited about Hamidou. He's one of my breakout guys, guys that you never heard of who are starting to break out. He's doing that. They got a guy by the name of Darius Baisley. One of those guys who they've had for a while. He's been on the team for a little bit, but he hasn't had an opportunity to play until now. Now he's their starting small forward shooting guard. Small forward, power forward combination. I think they got him starting. And he's filling it up. He's doing what you need him to do. He's a really good rebounder. He's long, so he's athletic. He can block some shots. He's not shy from the three-point arc. Like he's a really nice small forward player who I think has all-star upside. I think he's going to be a problem. Of course, they have other players as well that you're excited about. You look on that team, they got Al Horford. You know, Al Horford has kind of gotten lost in this league a little bit last year. Of course, he was with Philadelphia. That tenure there was awful for him. Of course, he's had a Hall of Fame caliber career with Atlanta. And, you know, the Boston stint was okay, but it wasn't nothing to die for. Philly didn't work out. But in Oklahoma, he's looking good. He's back to kind of looking like himself, even though he took some time off. His wife had a baby. Congratulations to their family. He's coming back on cloud 9. He's playing like it. He looks great. So, you know, that's a player that I think is a heavy buyout candidate, or even somebody who might get traded to a contender. I'd love to see him in a purple and gold uniform at some point. Maybe even at the end of this year. It would be great to see him win it with us. The way he's playing, he's pretty much what we need. So, I would love to see that. But, like, you know, I mean, they just have a lot of good stuff going on. They got a point guard that they really, really like. I don't remember his name for some reason, but, you know, he's coming about and has made himself a playmaker, somebody that they could trust giving the ball to. And there's no mentioning OKC without mentioning one of my very favorite players in this entire league, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's just turned into a superstar. I mean, to be honest with you, he's turned into a superstar. Like, he's leapfrogging all-star status and turning into something else, in my opinion. I mean, seriously, he's a defensive mind who's turning into an offensive dynamo. You know, when he was with the Clippers, he was showing signs of being what it is he's turning into, but you didn't see it to this degree. He was always good enough to defend, and fast enough and athletic enough and agile enough to get to the basket and things of that nature. Could always pass pretty well, good playmaker. But now, this dude is hitting step-back jumpers, fadeaways, swishing them. I mean, he's just elevated his game to a level that looks like there really isn't any ceiling. You know, he looks as good as some of the guys you love to mention in the league. He's playing as good as those guys, and has been since he got to OKC. He is the centerpiece of that team. He is the face of that team, and I think they got a hell of a future with him being one of their better players. In my opinion, that's one of the fun young teams to watch in this entire league. So they put up a fight against my Lakers. Took overtime to get them. We got them. We play them again tomorrow, and I expect that to be a battle as well. So, yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. The last two opponents the Lakers have played against, I'm aware that their records don't reflect a whole lot of success, but I'm also aware that they have youngsters that are just so very, very productive early, already productive at this point. So, yeah, man, very, very excited about those guys, man. Very excited about those teams. Anyway, got to get back to work. That's pretty much what I had to say. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out.